कंप्यूटर जनरेशन को यूजुअली हम 5 डिफरेंट जनरेशन में कन्वर्ट करते हैं, जनरेशन 1 टू जनरेशन 5। पहला जनरेशन जो है वो, तो जो पहला जनरेशन है दैट इज अबाउट वैक्यूम ट्यूब्स, जिसमें जो सिस्टम बने थे वो वैक्यूम ट्यूब बेस्ड थे, जिसमें दो कंप्यूटर थे, यूनिवर्क एंड इनिएक। वो उसके एग्जांपल है जो कि वैक्यूम ट्यूब बेस्ड पे ये जनरेशन लाया करता है। ये जो दो एग्जांपल है ये फर्स्ट जनरेशन के एग्जांपल, ठीक है। ये जो है इसकी कैलकुलेशन जो है वो मिली सेकंड में है, और वैक्यूम ट्यूब जो है वो आपके बेसिक इलेक्ट्रॉनिक डिजिटल कंप्यूटर है, ठीक है। उसको मैग्नेटिक टेप वाज आल्सो डेवलप इन दिस जनरेशन। इसके जो एडवांटेजेस भी हमने पढ़े थे, एडवांटेजेस के लिमिटेड मेमोरी है, डिसएडवांटेजेस अनरिलायबल है, बल्कि थे साइज में वैक्यूम ट्यूब्स emitted large amount of heat, air conditioning was required, consume more power, constant maintenance required, limited commercial use, very slow speed, machine level language for execution were uh, used for execution, mainly used for scientific computation, use punch cards, and not versatile and very faulty. Then second generation जो है, this generation was or is about transistor, where transistor replaced the vacuum tubes. The scientists of Bell Laboratories actually developed transistor in 1947. Scientists include Jones Bardeen, William Breton, or William Shockley. You can pronounce either way. I pronounce like this. Okay. The example of second generation computer are IBM 094, 7094 series or IBM 1400 series and CDC 164. अगर किसी को, if somebody needs to dig deep, then please search about these systems. Then you can know that how these computers works. So advantages of this generation is small in size compared to the generation 1 vacuum tubes. Second, more reliable than generation 1. And portable battery were used. Portable means easy to carry. Okay. Wide commercial use, less heat generated computer compared to generation 1 computer because of the small size. Okay. Use of high level languages. So high level languages were started using from this generation. हाई लेवल लैंग्वेज कौन से हैं? इस लेवल पे असेंबली लैंग्वेज कह ले और सी लैंग्वेज कह ले, तो वो could have used. Calculate data in microseconds. So if you compare the calculation with the generation 1, that is in millisecond, and this one is in microsecond. So almost 1,000 times increase in calculation speed. Accuracy improved, is used assembly language instead of machine language. So two improvements were made. First, calculation improved to microsecond, and the used language enhanced from machine language to assembly language. Or similarly, size was decreased. So you can think, or you can discuss it this way when you compare with the previous generation. Yes, still, and air conditioning was required. Commercial production are difficult and costly due to its cost and again size and usability. That's why commercial production were limited. Not versatile because that was not made for general purpose. So that's why that was the computer in that generation were not versatile. Punch card were used for input, similar to the generation 1. This computer also used punch cards. Only used for specific purpose. So ये specific purpose, research purpose के लिए और scientific purpose के लिए use होते थे. That's why इसका commercial production भी limited था. Third generation is all about ICs. So you see, first generation was about vacuum tube, second was transistor, third is ICs. So kind of improvement in the architecture or structure circuit wise. Okay. That is, the concept of IC is developed in 1958. So you were seeing that the transistor were developed in 1947. No, IC developed in 1958, almost 10 years or 11 years. A single IC chip may contain thousands of transistors. So first, only transistor-based computer. No, the transistor is integrated to an IC. Have you seen the IC? Any IC? So when you bring your phone that is not functioning, not operational, the engineer says that the IC is not working. So that is the kind of an example of IC. So the computer becomes smaller in size, faster, more reliable, and less expensive. So as the generation enhances, speed increases, size decreases, or calculate speed becomes faster, or reliable, and the cost is also decreased. So that's why the commercialization of the computer system also increase. Few example of this generation is IBM 370, IBM's 360, Uniworks 1108, and Uniworks 9000. So if you see first generation, there was an example of first generation Uniwork, but this one is an advanced version of that computer. Third generation, actually, instead of punch card and printouts, user interacted with third generation computer through keyboards and monitor. So till second generation, punch cards were used as input, but now keyboards, monitors are comes in, and also operating system. This generation allowed the device to run more different application at one time. So more than one application could be run in this generation computer. 360 mainframe from IBM, International Business Machine, PDP-8 minicomputer. So mainframe computer and minicomputer. These are different types of computer you will read in coming slide. So actually, this kind of computer started emerged in this generation. So mainframe computer is a kind of server-based machine. Okay, so third generation is a kind of more advanced than second generation and first generation. Advantages, size decrease. That was and one advantage. Similarly, reliability also increase, portability also increase, heat generation decrease due to small size and IC chip. So instead of multiple transistor or multiple vacuum tubes, only a small size chip was used. So that's why the heat production was decreased in this generation. Less energy due to ICs, use of ICs, calculate data in nanosecond. So you can compare with the previous generation, millisecond, microsecond, and nanoseconds. Use high-level languages, primary storage capabilities up to 4 megabits. So RAM size were like 4 MB. RAM was used in that generation, could be used in that generation. Primary storage capability 4 MB तक है, versatile to an extent. So there comes versatility. Versatility means the general purposeness of that computer. So for example, if you see your smartphone, that is more versatile than the previous Nokia or that kind of system. So that means versatility. Versatile actor means an actor who can do all types of role. Okay. So similarly, versatile machine means machine which can do all types of or maximum types of operation function. So cost also decrease due to small size and use of ICs. Use mouse and keyboard for input. So keyboard and mouse comes in this semester, in this generation. Still required air conditioning because of the to some extent heat still releases. If you see your computer, a fan is installed in that one, and it cools down your system. Highly sophisticated technology is required for manufacture of IC chips. But on one side, you see that some advantages: small size, portability, less heat, computational performance increase. But on another side, you see sophisticated technology required for manufacturing of IC chips, because IC chips is very small devices, and embedding thousands of resistors in that small device is challenging. Okay, integration of 1,000 transistor in a small transistor is challenging. So that's on one side it is reducing size, increasing complexity and portability, but on another side, high technology is required for the generation of ICs. Fourth generation use microprocessor. So see the pattern: vacuum tube, transistor, IC chips, no processor, microprocessor. Microprocessor contain thousands of ICs, and in one ICs there are 1,000 transistors. So actually thousands transistor in one microprocessor, more than millions of transistor in a single microprocessor. So that is actually developed in 1971. So 47 transistor, 58 IC, and then 71 microprocessor. Around 20 years, not 20 years, 14 years, around 14 years. So generation actually changed after 10 years or 12, 13 years. Tens of thousands of transistors can be placed in a single chip. That is called VLSI design implemented. So VLSI means very large scale integration. Very large scale integration. Those who study electronics, they will learn in later semesters that the subject could integrate transistor. So actually, thousands transistors just embed in that microprocessor, which can do calculation in more than nanoseconds, a single operation. So CRT screen, what is CRT screen? Cathode ray. So previously there was a cathode ray based televisions. There is in the background there is a kind of beam, which there is a gun, which gun of electrons. That is called gun of electrons. Yes, so that pushes based on that a screen is visible to someone. A laser and inkjet printers were developed in this generation. Scanners, etc., were developed in this generation. Example of fourth generation of computers are Apple Macintosh and IBM PC. These are two examples of this generation. Please, silence. So fourth generation, actually secondary memory was composed of hard disk, floppy disk, and magnetic tapes were used for backup memory. In this generation, the concept of backup memory emerges. For example, for secondary memory, hard disk, floppy disk, and magnetic tapes were used. LAN and WANs were developed via desktop workstation interconnected. So internet also developed in this area, in this era. So local area network and wide area networks were developed in this generation, right? Introduced C language and Unix operating system. So actually your C language, the base or the mother of all languages or high level languages, emerges in this generation. Graphical user interface introduced in this. What is graphical user interface? GUI. The interaction of user with the easy interaction of user with the system. Graphical user interface. User icon, buttons, input, writing windows, and pop down, that kind of things is GUI. So before that, terminal-based operation were performed. So in this generation, the GUI-based operation were introduced. Advantages, so you can see the disadvantages in other generation, and that becomes the advantage of this generation. For example, less power consumption due to microprocessor, tens of thousands of transistor embedment. More powerful and reliable than previous generation. Yes. So if calculations, operation, the speed of operation increases, then it means that is more powerful in terms of calculation. Small in size, high performance, low cost, and very compact. Much increase in the speed of operation, easily portable, so portability also increased. And no air conditioning is required, so a small fan might be enough for this generation. Cheaper among all generations, so that's why commercial production increases, because everybody or most of the people can buy those kind of systems. So that's why commercial production was increased. All type of high level languages can be used in this type of computer. So all type of high computer languages, that could be MATLAB, C++, Java. पूछ रहे कि कौन से होती है? सी हाई लेवल लैंग्वेजेस वो लैंग्वेजेस है जो कि असेंबली लैंग्वेज के ऊपर काम कर रहे होते हैं, उसके अपर लेयर है. ठीक है. मशीन लैंग्वेजेस, machine just understand binary language. Then for that there is another languages layer here that is called assembly language. And then upon that assembly language, many other languages emerged which works on a layer above the assembly language. Disadvantage is highly sophisticated technology required for manufacture of microprocessor. So if there was a challenge to develop IC chip, how about microprocessor generation? You know, IC chips were using thousands of transistors, but microprocessor use integration of thousands ICs. So for that, a sophisticated technology is required to integrate all that transistors into a small chip. Fifth generation computer based on AI. The goal of fifth generation computing is to develop devices that respond to a natural language input and are capable of learning and self-organization. So fifth generation is all about AI, natural language. What is natural language? Programming or input. When you control a computer by your own language, that is actually language, natural language input. So when you open your mobile and open a Google app, you just say, please play a song of some singer, Atif Aslam. So they will search Atif Aslam in video YouTube and will play a song for you. So that is this system actually is more user friendly and more interactive, और इसके अलावा capable of learning and self-organization. That is very important. So self-learning, that computer mature with time, train with time, and respond accordingly. For example, if you have seen that in Corona time, there were multiple systems which detect that if a person has wear mask or not. So actually that is about AI-based system, embedded system, AI-based embedded system, which detect human face. Even you classify between different individuals, different fruits, different classes. That is AI. So fifth generation object-oriented language like Java suitable for internet programming has been developed. So actually Java comes in this generation. Portable notebook computer introduced. Portable notebook. This computer is portable notebook. Storage technology, advanced large main memory and disk storage is available. So you see that RAM size increases for a general computer like 16 GB RAM. Even your mobile could have a memory of 8 GB or 4 GB or 16 GB, 64 GB. No, I don't think so. Any person. कोई ऐसा बंदा जिसके मोबाइल का रैम 32 GB से ज्यादा हो? Nobody. जिसका 16 GB है से ज्यादा हो, जिसका 4 GB से ज्यादा हो, 8 GB 4 है. एंड्रॉइड और उसमें आ जाते हैं एंड्रॉइड बेस सैमसंग और शाइन 12 GB. New operating system introduced World Wide Web and other existing applications like email, e-commerce, virtual libraries, classroom, multimedia applications were developed. So actually, World Wide Web, the technology which interacts with the world, which helps the world to interact with each other, that developed in this generation. इसके अलावा आपके जो है ई-कॉमर्स टेक्नोलॉजी या कोई ऑनलाइन बिजनेस कर रहा है ई-कॉमर्स का, so that is an example of fifth generation. क्या बिजनेस कर रहे हो? ड्रॉप शिपिंग कहाँ? उसमें अमेजोन. अच्छा, किसके साथ कनेक्ट है? शॉपिफाई. ठीक. तो आप ई-कॉमर्स भी कर सकते हैं. वो आप चला रहे हो या कौन चला रहा है? आप चला रहे हो. कितना सेल है सर? लाइव में 8.4 के डॉलर. अच्छा, 8.4 के डॉलर 6 मंथ सेल. वेरी गुड. क्या आइटम क्या है? डिफरेंट कैटेगरीज है. मतलब आपको अपने प्रोडक्ट याद होंगे ना? चले, मतलब जूते बेच रहे हो, चप्पल बेच रहे हो क्या? मतलब 2-3 ले लो, 2-3 ले लो. शर्ट्स बेच रहे हो या क्या? क्लॉथिंग है. सही सही. तो आप भी ई कॉमर्स कर सकते हो, पैसे कमा सकते हो. ठीक है. इसके अलावा विंडोज के जो डिफरेंट वर्जन थे, एक्सपी और लिनक्स, ये भी डेवलप हो चुके थे. इस वर्ल्ड वाइड वेब क्या है? वर्ल्ड वाइड वेब जो है आपका वेब 3.0. वो ये जो आपका एग्जिस्टिंग वर्ड है ना, उससे एक एडवांस नेट आ रहा है जिसको वेब 3.0 कहते हैं. ये अभी तो वो यूज नहीं हो रहा, प्लान हो रहा है वेब 3.0 आ जाए. ठीक है, तो वो आप लोगों ने पढ़ा होगा कि क्या है. आप लोग मुझे बताओगे कि वो क्या है. वर्ल्ड वाइड वेब, वेब तो आपके देखो एक एक्सेस आपका एक होता है आईपी, जो कि हर कंप्यूटर का एक आईपी होता है जिससे आप कनेक्ट होते हैं इंटरनेट के लिए. उसके पीछे ये डोमेन नेम सर्वर होता है जिसमें आपको मिलता है www.google.com. ये डोमेन नेम सर्वर होता है जो इसके पीछे एक आईपी होती है. ये सारी चीजें फिर इसका डेटा बेसेस होते हैं जिसमें फॉर एग्जांपल आपके रिसर्च गेट वगैरह पे आपके आर्टिकल है या आप कोई चीज सर्च करते हो तो आपको ब्लॉग्स मिल जाते हैं, आपको ब्लॉग्स मिल जाते हैं. ये सारे कौन www आपको वो दे रहा होता है, सर्च इंजन के थ्रू दे रहा होता है. और हर डॉक्यूमेंट का एक एड्रेस होता है कि जिसमें फॉर एग्जांपल इस एड्रेस पे ये पड़ा हुआ है, उसके आगे कोई ये सारे WWW के अंदर आ गए, सारे WWW की टेक्नोलॉजी. प्लीज आप लोग भी बातें काफी ज्यादा कर रहे हैं. पढ़ा क्या है आप लोगों ने? अच्छा, फिफ्थ जनरेशन मेमोरी चिप्स अप टू 1 GB और हार्ड डिस्क drives up to 180 GB and optical discs up to 27 GB were introduced. Still the capacity is increasing. So the size of your RAM, your memory chips is increasing day by day. Let's start again. Types of computer. So different types of computer होते हैं, usually divided into analog, digital and hybrid. Analog computer which provide us continuation are called analog computers. So analog computer represent physical quantities in the form of waves or in a continuous form. So these kind of computers represent or works in physical quantities with continuous values. So I have already told you about the continuous and digital signals. I guess you have understood that quite well. What is continuous wave? Any example?
A graph.
So if there is no break in the graph means no, there is x-axis and y-axis and you plot something. That is actually a graph or a plot. If a plot doesn't have any break from start to end, then it is called continuous signal or continuous plot. On the other hand, if there is kind of quantized graph or have you seen digital graph or discrete graph? Binary signal. Anybody knows about sinusoids, sine wave? How about digital signal? Up, down, up, down, up, down. That is actually digital signal. Binary digits. Like if you want to represent 0101, so then signal down represents 0, up represent 1. So down, up, down, up, down, up. That is actually digital signal. And analog signal, any continuous signal is analog signal. Okay. Output is usually displayed on meter or graph, does not operate with digital signal, so it only works with continuous or it usually worked in the earlier generation. So that's why memory was low. Memory size was low. फास्ट स्पीड क्योंकि कंटिन्यूअस को ऑपरेट करने के लिए कोई कन्वर्जन नहीं रिक्वायर होती, जिस तरह के डिजिटल में आप डिजिटल सर्किट कैसे काम करते हैं कि आप उसको या तो डिजिटल सिग्नल देते हैं और या कंटिन्यूअस सिग्नल को डिजिटल में कन्वर्ट करते हैं. So that makes that system a bit slow. So if you directly apply a continuous wave to a system, then it becomes faster. Difficult to use because the handling it is not that easy. Built for special purpose. So special purpose के लिए ये computer बने थे. Anybody can give example of analog computer or analog machine? So your car meter is speedometer is an example of analog. Your clock, wall clock or rest clock, analog clock, that is an example of analog. That might not be a computer, but analog system, machine. Some other example other than weight machine. Have you seen the weight machine? You hang it somewhere and put some weight on that, and the signal goes rightward. So that is weight machine. Voltmeter, yes, voltmeter. Aajkal nowadays you can see digital multimeter, but yeah, that is called analog multimeter, which shows the voltage or current value in analog ways. Some other example in your mind? Huh? Stopwatch? जी क्या होते हैं? सेंसर मीटर होते हैं, वो एनालॉग होते हैं. प्रेशर सेंसर जो है वो एनालॉग होते हैं. हाँ, वो गैस या जब आप सीएनजी में आप अगर किसी कोई गया हो तो उसमें जो वो लगे होते हैं मीटर, वो भी एनालॉग होते हैं. सीएनजी स्टेशन में जो लगे होते हैं प्रेशर मीटर्स जो होते हैं. Digital, the computer which present physical quantities with the help of symbols or numbers and provide us discrete information are called digital computer. So these kind of computer brings us discrete values. Process data in a numerical form using digital circuit. So actually digital circuit is made for, or circuits are made for that kind of computer. So for that kind of computer, if you want to process the continuous wave, you first convert that to a digital signal. That is called analog to digital converter. So first that is converted to a digital signal, and then that signal is input to that computer, and computer can understand that signal. Then perform arithmetic and logic application operations with discrete values. So I guess you better know about the arithmetic and logic operation. The basic mathematical operation is arithmetic operation, and logic gates operation are logic operation. For example, and, oring, ending, NANDing, XORing. These operations are logic operations. Everything is described in this computer or in digital device. Everything is described in two states of on-off. First, the value of R0 and 1. So digital computer, everything is communicated or work in zero form. That is called binary. 0 or 1 language is called binary language, or machine. Actually, we also call that machine language. So everything is described in two states of on and off. One represent on and 0 represent off. Fast, accurate, used in office and home. So digital computer is actually used everywhere nowadays. I guess everybody would have a smartphone. That is a digital device. Digital clocks, smart watches. These are examples of digital computer. Even a speedometer, the tank meter in cars usually these days are digital. Okay, so that is a bar base, bar 1, bar 2, bar 3. If most of the like latest generation cars have digital, otherwise it was also analog. So if there is a bar when you fill the tank, then it is digital. If the needle is going right after or up or down, then it means it is analog. So the digital watch, digital petrol stations, and the computer are a few examples. Digital scoreboards. So have you seen digital scoreboards? Digital advertisement boards. These are different examples of digital computers. हाँ, उसमें दो किस्म के होते हैं. If a needle is going right or left, then that is analog. Yes, वो आजकल जो हमारे हर घर में ऑलमोस्ट होता है, और डिजिटल जो खुद जिस पे हर बंदा डॉक्टर बना हुआ है वो डिजिटल होते हैं, क्योंकि वो मरकरी बेस्ड होते थे, उसमें आप साउंड को देखते थे कि साउंड आती. किसी ने चेक किया मरकरी बेस्ड? उसमें साउंड आता है. हाँ, डॉक्टर आजकल भी यूज, लेकिन वो भी मरकरी होती है ना. मरकरी अब डाउन होती है और उसके साथ वो भी लगा होता है डिवाइस जो कह रहे हैं ना, वो नीडल भी राइट और लेफ्ट होते हैं. So what is hybrid computer? The computer which have qualities of both digital and analog are called hybrid computer. Hybrid computer has the speed of analog and the accuracy of digital computer. So both the useful things are taken from analog and digital. It can accept data in analog and digital form, so it can work with both of them. Examples are more important to understand the concept. ECG monitor of a patient in a hospital. Have you seen that kind of monitor in hospitals? Bed? Yes. So you see different, some analog signal there, some digital values, some heartbeat, heart rate, oximeter value, और उसके अलावा आपका BP. So some few things are digital and few things are analog in that system. So that is an example of hybrid computer or hybrid devices. लेकिन उसमें एनालॉग भी है ना, आपका ये उसका जो ECG सिग्नल दे रहा है, तो इसलिए उसको हाइब्रिड कहते हैं, क्योंकि वो दोनों हाइब्रिड रिप्रेजेंट कर रहा है both of them. These are classification of computer. Computer are classified on the basis of size, speed, processing power, and price. ठीक है. Categories are personal computer, mini computer, supercomputer, mobile devices, mainframe computers, and embedded computers. So personal computers are our own computer that is used by individuals, consists of processor, memory, IOs, storage, and communication devices. So I guess everybody knows that personal computer. So this is my PC. You people usually say. So PC means personal computer. Commonly used personal computers are PC with Windows and Apple. So Linux, all that kind of computer are PCs. Major types of personal computers are desktop, portable computer, desktop इसमें आप यूजुअली एक टावर होता है और हर चीज एक इंडिपेंडेंट होती है उसमें माउस कीबोर्ड स्क्रीन दैट इज काइंड ऑफ डेस्कटॉप पोर्टेबल कंप्यूटर में आपके लैपटॉप और अल्ट्रा बुक्स आते हैं उसमें सारी चीजें 1 यूनिट में होते हैं जैसे लैपटॉप में सारी चीजें 1 यूनिट हैं और डेस्कटॉप में हर यूनिट डिफरेंट डिफरेंट होता है मोबाइल डिवाइसेस डिजाइन टू होल्ड इन हैंड you can keep in your hand in your palm design okay small screen is small data are permanently stored on a special memory or on small storage media such as smart card so you can see most of you might have used these SD cards for your memory because if you want to increase your memory size so you just buy a very good size of SD card and use for some movies and all that kind of stuff always powered by rechargeable batteries. Types of mobile devices are smartphone. Smartphone kind of ये जितने भी आपके मोबाइल वगैरह हैं ये सारे हैंड हेल्ड और मोबाइल डिवाइसेस में आ जाती है ठीक है हैंड हेल्ड कंप्यूटर handheld computers or palm computer very small computers for example personal digital assistants note taking or control management contact management or business management so used for that kind of application data can synchronize with the desktop so what does that mean data can synchronize with the desktop in handheld computers or palm computers इसका मतलब ये है कि for example अगर आप handheld computers या palm computer यूज करते हैं उसको आप अपने कंप्यूटर के साथ सिंक्रोनाइज कर सकते हैं डेटा इसमें जो आप लिखेंगे वो उस कंप्यूटर में कॉपी हो जाएगा so have you ever used Google Drive and you are so you put some files in that drive on your computer and that synchronize with your cloud so that is actually data synchronization mini computers are also called mid-range computers power between mainframe and desktop so the power used by this computer is between mainframe and desktop so you have already read about the desktop computers. We will read about mainframe in a while. This kind of computer handles hundreds of users. So it's a kind of server-based computer. Okay. Used in smaller organizations, for example, in your lab. Small labs, not big lab. User access through a terminal. What does that mean? User access through a terminal. So when you are doing task in your lab, you are actually connected to that computer with some terminal. So सर्वर के साथ इंटरेक्ट करने के लिए एक टर्मिनल होता है उस टर्मिनल से मुराद ये भी है कि आप उसको टर्मिनल का वर्ड लिनक्स में ज्यादा यूज होता है जिसको आप CMD कहते हो ठीक है CMD कमांड फॉर्म जो होता है उसको उसके थ्रू आप इंटरेक्ट करते हैं यूजुअली ठीक है तो मिनी कंप्यूटर्स में example are HP 300 and Prime 9955 please read about these two computers how do they work mainframe computer are the enhanced version of mini computers it is also called enterprise server of high-ended server large in terms of price, power and speed. So अगर आप अपने यूनिवर्सिटी में देखें तो मेरे ख्याल में ये कंप्यूटर जो है मेन फ्रेम की कैटेगरी में आते हैं क्योंकि उसमें आप एक 4-5 लैब्स है हर लैब को इसको आप कह रहे हैं कि ये मिनी कंप्यूटर्स हैं और जो सारे लैब्स मिला के जब कम्युनिकेट कर रहे हैं तो उसका मतलब है कि वो मेन फ्रेम में आ जाते हैं, ठीक है। क्योंकि इसमें जो हैंडल थाउजेंड्स ऑफ यूजर, तो थाउजेंड्स ऑफ यूजर एट अ टाइम वो अराउंड हैंडल करता है। तो हमारे इंस्टीट्यूट में भी अराउंड 700-800 के या 1000 के करीब स्टूडेंट्स हो गए, तो तकरीबन वो इतने तक आपको 200 टोटल कितने कंप्यूटर है, 200-250 होंगे, लेकिन वो HPC भी साथ में कर लेना, ठीक है। User access through a terminal similar to the mini computer, large and powerful system. Example are IBM S390 and Z10. हाँ, ये मेन फ्रेम कंप्यूटर्स है ना, लोगों ने अपने सर्वर बेस्ड कंप्यूटर है जो कि अच्छा। इसके कुछ यूज केसेस हैं। यूज इन लार्ज ऑर्गेनाइजेशन सच एज बैंक में यूज होते हैं, जो बैंक्स आपस में कनेक्ट हुए होते हैं। एजुकेशन इंस्टीट्यूट जैसे हमारा है, गवर्नमेंट डिपार्टमेंट सच एज नादरा, फिर जो है फ्लाइट स्केड्यूल हो गया, टिकट रिजर्वेशन सिस्टम, ये सारे एग्जांपल्स हैं। दे माइट यूज दिस काइंड ऑफ कंप्यूटर। देन सुपर कंप्यूटर, supercomputer are the most powerful computer made ever, handle large and complex calculation और process trillion of operation per second। जब आप जनरेशन में देख रहे थे तो उसमें नैनो तक गए थे, नैनो सेकंड में एक ऑपरेशन परफॉर्म होता था, और इसमें जो है आपके ट्रिलियन ऑपरेशन पर सेकेंड होते हैं। तो इसको आप 1 बाय कर लो, 1 बाय ट्रिलियन क्या होता है? यस, ट्रिलियन को हम 10 टू द रेस पावर क्या कहेंगे? बिलियन, ट्रिलियन, 10 रेस पावर 12, 10 रेस पावर 12 कहते हैं ना, बिलियन के बाद ट्रिलियन आता है। तो 10 रेस पावर -12 असल में इसकी एक ऑपरेशन की स्पीड है। तो नैनो सेकंड से आई गेस पिको सेकंड कहते हैं, ठीक है। और मे बी अब उससे भी ज्यादा आ रहा हो, क्योंकि जो एडवांसमेंट आई है टेक्नोलॉजी के, तो ये प्रोबेबली डबल हो चुका हो। फाउंड इन रिसर्च ऑर्गेनाइजेशन, जैसे नासा वगैरह हो गए, ये इस तरह की रिसर्च बड़ी ऑर्गेनाइजेशन अमेरिकन बेस्ड, वो इस तरह के कंप्यूटर यूज करते हैं। यूज फॉर वेदर प्रेडिक्शन इन एटॉमिक रिसर्च, इट्स आल्सो यूज्ड इन बिजनेस एंड इंडस्ट्री फील्ड, ठीक है। तो पाकिस्तान में है कोई सुपर कंप्यूटर? तो सुपर कंप्यूटर तो नहीं हुआ ना, उसको मेरे ख्याल में मेन फ्रेम में आते होंगे, मेन फ्रेम में होंगे। सुपर कंप्यूटर की डेफिनेशन भी अब आपको थोड़ा सा और सर्च करना पड़ेगा। हाँ, सुपर कंप्यूटर में मेरे ख्याल नहीं ख्याल के पाकिस्तान में होंगे। जो हमारा डेटा सेंटर में जो HPC लगी हुई है ना, हाई परफॉर्मेंस क्लस्टर, दैट इज सेकंड लार्जेस्ट इन पाकिस्तान, और ह्यूज वन, और इन टर्म्स ऑफ पावर कम्प्लेक्सिटी और ऑपरेशन। फर्स्ट जो है वो नेस्ट का है, तो डिफेंस के साथ इतना ज्यादा अच्छा नहीं होगा, सेकंड इन परफॉर्मेंस। ओके, तो ये कुछ एग्जांपल है, ये आप लोग को ब्लू जीन और डीप ब्लू दो एग्जांपल है सुपर कंप्यूटर के, देख लो, इसको सर्च कर लो कि क्या स्पेक्स क्या है और किस तरह काम करता है। एम्बेडेड कंप्यूटर डिजाइन फॉर स्पेशल पर्पस is a component in a larger product, small and limited number में ज्यादा होते हैं, ज्यादा स्पेशल पर्पस के लिए यूज होता है, लिमिटेड हार्डवेयर होता है, स्मॉल छोटा सा पोर्टेबल होता है, उसको आप प्रोग्राम कर सकते हो और उसको एम्बेड कर सकते हो। एग्जांपल होम डिवाइसेस जैसे सिक्योरिटी मॉनिटरिंग में लगे होते हैं, माइक्रोवेव ओवन्स में लगे होते हैं एम्बेडेड कंप्यूटर्स, इलेक्ट्रॉनिक्स, DVD प्लेयर्स और मोबाइल वगैरह में एम्बेडेड कंप्यूटर्स लगे होते हैं। AC में भी होता है, कंडीशन। रोबोट्स मेरे ख्याल में वो एम्बेडेड होते हैं ना, स्पेशल पर्पस होते हैं ना, जनरल पर्पस तो नहीं होते। वो AI बेस्ड सिस्टम है, लेकिन वो भी फॉर एग्जांपल अगर AI बेस्ड कोई सिस्टम है जो कि क्लासिफाई कर रहा है या ह्यूमन डिटेक्शन कर रहा है, ह्यूमन रिकॉग्निशन कर रहा है, उसका एक ही काम है ना, ह्यूमन रिकॉग्नाइज करना, स्पेशल पर्पज है ना, तो वो भी स्पेशल पर्पज है ना। तो स्पेशल पर्पज कंप्यूटर हो गए, मशीन हो गए, जनरल पर्पज मतलब जनरल पर्पज नहीं होते हैं खास। दैट्स ऑल फॉर टुडे।